You're listening to New Talk on WNSR, New School Radio.
Dr. Maya Angelou is one of the most renowned and influential voices of our time. Hailed as a global Renaissance woman, she has literally done it all. Dr. Angelou has served on 2 presidential committees, was awarded the Presidential Medal of Arts in 2000, the Lincoln Medal in 2008, and has received 3 Grammy Awards. President Clinton requested that she compose a poem to read at his inauguration in 1993. Her reading of her poem, On the Pulse of Morning, was broadcasted live around the world. In 2011, President Barack Obama awarded her with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Dr. Angelou has received over 30 honorary degrees and is a Reynolds Professor of American Studies at Wake Forest University. Dr. Angelou's words and actions continue to stir our souls, energize our bodies, and liberate our minds. They also heal our hearts. I would like to welcome Dr. Angelou to WNSR New School Radio.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Angelou. How are you?
I'm splendid, thank you, and you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with me. I really appreciate it. One of the things that I've noticed about your history and your career is that you've been interviewed by so many prominent different people. And I've always wondered throughout your many interviews if there was a question or topic that you would have liked to have been asked or discussed in one of your interviews and never got the opportunity to.
Not really. I think I've said everything I know at least 3 times. I've used every word in my vocabulary at least 10 times. So probably, but each time I try to make it fresh because you don't know what was asked of me. So I try to approach each time I'm asked a question with a fresh face and a new mind.
One of the biggest discussions that I'm having with many of my peers is this notion of dealing with a new generation and a new sense of racism that we're experiencing. I know you were heavily involved in the civil rights movement, and then it was very overt. If someone didn't like you because of the color of your skin, they told you straight to your face. Now we're dealing with the new sense of racism, where it's infused with technology and social media, and the racism is much more covert and institutionalized. What advice would you have for young people like myself and many of my peers who are dealing with trying to carry the torch and deal with racism, but in a different kind of way?
Well, first, I don't think it's more institutionalized. It's institutionalized in a different costume. But it was absolutely legal before. I mean, it was illegal for a black person to try to sit down in a section on a bus or a streetcar or a train, which was given to whites only. But Mr. Paul, if poison is put into a vial, there's a drawing of the skull and bones and the letters Poison. We know that its content is poison. If you put the poison into the variance crystals, it's still poison. You have in no way diluted the power of its dehumanizing nature. So this is true of racism and all the other ignorances, sexism and ageism and classism, all of them. I think that until we have a society, and I don't mean just in one country or one city or in one continent, but until human beings develop so that we don't need, or know that we don't need, the idiocy of thinking one is better than the other. Until that time, we'll always have racism or sexism or one of them or some of them. And the only way out of it, the only way we can achieve a clean slate is that people must understand that we are more alike. Human beings are more alike than we are unalike. There's a country western song which has just come out a couple of weeks ago by Ronnie Dunn, and it's called Bleed Red. And the lyrics, as far as I can hear them now, are, will we have a chance to say I'm sorry before it's too late? We all bleed red. We all fall down. We lose our way. We say words we regret. This is true. There's a statement by Terence, And the statement is, I am a human being. Nothing human can be alien to me. In Latin, it's homo sum, humani nihil me alienum puto. And when you look in the encyclopedia, under Terence, he was a slave, sold to a Roman senator. He was freed by that senator and became the most popular playwright in Rome. 5 of his plays in that one statement have come down to us from 154 BC. All those years ago, it was true in Latin, it's true in English and in French. It's true today in New York and in Arkansas, and it's true in Senegal and in Marseille. It's just true. It's because we are awakening the brain cells so slowly, and it must mean that it's difficult for them to be awakened. We have the ability, we just don't know that we have the ability to think. Einstein said that no genius had ever used more than 18% of the brain. But today's geophysicists say that no human being has ever used more than 10%.
Yes. I did a quick Google search on you with your images and the pictures of the people that you photographed with, and a very impressive list. Dr. Betty Shabazz, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, who ironically went to the same school that I'm getting my master's degree at, the New School, Coretta Scott King, Dorothy Height. What comes to your mind when you hear the list of names of those people that you photographed with?
We are peers. Those were brothers and sisters to me. Very close.
Are there any things that you have yet to accomplish in your career, anything you want to do?
Oh, and I can't do all that I mean, if I live 200 years, I want to help to make this a better world. That's an ongoing. I'll be trying to do that from the grave and beyond.
A lot of people don't know, well, those who know about your history do, of course, that you used to be a mute when you were younger. And it's ironic that I'm interviewing you here on radio because you used to find solace in radio. And you're also a singer.
I have been, yes.
Do you have a favorite song?
Not right now. I'm very keen on this song "Bleed Red" because I've just heard it, and they in the video they use photographs of different people, and there's the Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa, and a photograph of me. I hear that song in my ear. We all bleed red. I like all kinds of music. European classical music, American classics. I like jazz, and I like opera. It would depend on what time of day and what had happened to put me in a mood for me to say what my favorite is.
If I can make a quick request, I watched a video of you giving remarks at the Honorable Coretta Scott King's funeral. You opened up with a song. It goes, "I open my mouth to the Lord, and
yes,
I won't take..."
Yes.
Would you mind reciting a couple of lines of
that? Oh, Mr. Paul, thank you very much. It says, "I open my mouth to the Lord, and I won't turn back, no. I will go, I shall go. I'll see what the end is going to be."
Bravo. I really appreciate you doing that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Best wishes to you.
Thank you very much.
In your career and in your life.
Oh, that's you don't know how much that means coming from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're listening to WNSR New School Radio. This is Roy Paul.